Have you been playing Pets Go since the very beginning and still haven't gotten a huge? Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can get your first huge pet in Pets Go, what my best strategies that I've used are, what is the most profitable way to get gems in order to afford one, and so much more. Now, many players like me have spent countless hours via playing the game and being AFK and all in between, and we still have struggles getting a huge pet. So in this video, I'm gonna clarify how I got my first one, and I'm gonna show you guys the best way to raise gems, make possible better luck in the game, and in order to eventually get a huge pet. First, how on earth can you even get a huge in Pets Go? Well, there are countless ways of getting huge pets in Pets Go, especially if you spend Robux. You have a very high chance of getting a huge pet, especially if you're able to get the huge egg. But most people watching this video won't be able to facilitate that, and most definitely wouldn't have a lot of Robux. And if you do have a lot of Robux, well, I wouldn't want you to waste your Robux either. So I'm going to be showing you a more cost-effective way of getting a huge pet without having to buy the Forever Pack or spend Robux on gems and other such in between. Now, of course, the first method of getting a huge pet or trying to get the huge pet is by rolling the dice. Now, it is unlikely that you are going to get a huge pet from just rolling the dice by itself. Even though your probability of getting one is not zero, it is very likely you won't be able to get one because, let's face it, a 1 in a billion chance just to get the worst huge is very improbable. So my recommendation is to not actually roll in hopes of getting the huge pet, but to use it as a way to get really good stat pets, sell them in the trading plaza to those in demand of them, and using those gems to potentially invest into a huge pet. Now, the best way in order to get a huge pet or get a lot of gems is actually by going over to this machine called the juicer. Now, the reason why you want to go over to this particular machine is you are able to put pets in order to receive this particular potion, which is the Insta Luck Potion 4. Now, once you put pets in, you will receive the potions afterwards, in which you can actually see a gem value below the potion right there. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because although 38,000 gems may not look like a lot, it is a really good place to begin when you are trying to raise. So what you want to do is take those potions, go into the trading plaza, and sell them for gems, and potentially use those gems as starting capital to gain more gems in the long run. Now, of course, since you're already in this area next to the pet juicer, what you want to do is actually go over to the potion crafting machine. You want to craft yourself as many Insta Luck 3 potions as possible, because using the Insta Luck 3, and if you combine it with every other luck potion in the game, including cocktails, including oranges, and so much other stuff that give you luck, you will be able to roll really good pets, and using those pets, you could also sell them in the plaza. Now, let me show you how you can roll good pets using the Insta Luck 3s. So let's quickly switch over to this diamond egg right here instead of using the winter egg, just because the diamond egg tends to have better loot in the long run when you're rolling a lot and when you're using the potion. So let's quickly use about 5 of every potion just to show you an example. What the combination to get the maximum luck is by using the Insta Luck 3, using the blazing dice, the rainbow dice, and the golden dice at the same time. Now, for extra luck, you should use a cocktail, use your best luck potion, and also use any other potion that grants you luck, such as the holiday luck potion that is currently available. You also want to use all your fruits, just because fruits do increase your luck a little bit, especially the orange and the rainbow fruit, but I just used them all. Now, after you used every single potion, what happens is your dice should be this galaxy color, and now you want to roll your dice. Now, as you can see by the pets on my screen right here, the pets you are getting from this is extremely high compared to when you normally roll in the game, and you usually occasionally also get a cut screen in which you receive a pet over 50 million RNG. Now, the reason why this is a really important thing to do in the game when you're trying to raise gems or trying to get a huge pet is because when you sell these particular stat pets in the trading plaza, especially when you have a lot of them, they do tend to make you quite a bit of gems. Now, this is based on the assumption that you don't already have a fixed strategy in the trading plaza and you are just trying to get a starting capital in gems and use that to make more. Well, this is definitely a really good method, as I've tested it before, and it does give you a really good confidence boost and a really good idea on how you can make gems in the plaza. Now, of course, if you do grind in the game a lot and you do AFK a lot, remember to stand near these fishing zones. Currently now there's a winter event fishing zone, but generally you want to stand in the normal fishing zone if possible, just because when you're grinding AFK, you're both rolling and fishing at the same time. That will maximize on your potential opportunity costs in the game, as you're able to do 2 tasks at the same time within the same given period. Now, assuming that you haven't bought double luck in the actual game, it is unlikely that you are going to have extreme luck from just rolling in here. So let's go into the trading plaza and start showing you how to make gems in there and how you can use that to buy your first huge and so much more. Now, if you made it this far in the video, make sure to show some love and drop a like on this video. Hopefully it's helping you out so far, but let's show you how to make gems in the trading plaza. So the first key step is by claiming a stand in the actual trading plaza. The best way to do it is by picking a stand on the bottom floor of the trading plaza. So as you can see right now, I'm at the very front. The reason why you want to put it at the very bottom is because most people, when they first enter the trading plaza, they will only see the stands at the very bottom, and it's unlikely that most people will visit the back, just because a lot of people tend to be browsing through the plazas rather than actually doing shopping and going around. So you want to put your stand at the very bottom and make it as convenient as possible. Now, second, what you want to do is go into your inventory and list those potions that I mentioned earlier, and you also want to list every stat pet that you believe has enough value for you to gain from it, and sell those in the plaza and get some gems. So in the meantime, let's list those stat pets right there. I'm gonna also relist this item back up. I do have it at a pretty steep markup right now, but the reason why those items are marked up a lot is because I spent a lot on them, and well, as you can see, the value has dropped a lot and I took a loss, so I'm just keeping them at about the same price I paid for them. Therefore, if people do buy them, I just break even. But yeah, in the meantime, let's leave those potions here and show you some other methods in the trading plaza on how you can raise tons of gems and get your first huge using them. Now, on the assumption that you already have a lot of gems or have a significant amount, you can start browsing the trading plaza. Now, as you can see, there are plenty of other players in the plaza that are selling stat pets, just like the ones that you are going to be doing if you follow every step in this video. So what you want to do with that is, by browsing around the plaza, you will eventually find a really good deal on items, such as this nice egg right here. It's below wrap, and I believe it's a decent deal because it is a limited event item, and after the event it will go up in price no matter what, so I just bought that as an example. But pretty much what you want to do is visit around the plaza and look for good deals. Now, you may be wondering, how do you know if an item is a good deal? Well, a really good indicator is the wrap on the item. As you can see, when you hover over items, it will tell you a wrap. Now, one thing I will look for when buying items at a good deal, and that is to always look for items that you believe have value. Now, stat pets that are below like 5 million, 10 million-ish tend to not have as much value as you would think. So I wouldn't recommend looking at any pets in the trading plaza that are below a 5 million RNG. So now that we limited our categories down to only pets above 10 million, how do you know if it's a good deal? Well, let's use this cloud penguin as an example. As you can see, this pet is a 1 in 55 million RNG, and the pets within the similar range of this particular RNG tend to sell for 600 to 1,100 gems each. Now, first, that is a good indicator that this pet is below the actual value it should be, and that the wrap is very cheap. The second thing is, it's likely that you are going to find this pet for even cheaper than the wrap in the Plaza, partially because there are plenty of players in the game that are pretty decent and that roll pets like this on a really normal basis. Therefore, they don't see the particular value that you see in this pet. Now, let's say you found that pet for like 300 gems, 350 or whatever. What you could do is buy them up and sell them on your own stand for a markup. Now, of course, if you're only going to buy one pet or two pet at a time, you're not likely going to make any profit, so it's best that you don't deal with pets that are really cheap like this, but rather pets that are worth like 30 to 50,000, such as the Pent Angelus, the Avenging Griffins, and so much more of those pets within the 100 million stats in the game. Now, from experience, I have seen plenty of people sell these pets for a relatively cheap price, partially because they have an over inventory, or known as a surplus in inventory, and they're just trying to deliberate the amount of pets they're holding on to as they prefer liquidity. Now, of course, there are people in demand of these particular items, but when you see that such opportunity, it is worth it that you should pick it up because you want to maximize on your potential opportunities in the Plaza while you're already in here trying to make gems from selling every other item such as the potions and the other stat pets that you have. Now, the second thing you want to do after you get a bunch of those items is to potentially also trade people in the game and try to sell those stat pets to those people. Now, my first recommendation for that is by actually not sending out everybody a trade, but by asking in the chat what people may require, what they want to trade, and so much more. Now, it is likely that you are going to have a recipient or a person in the Plaza that responds to that message saying that they may want to buy a particular pet or item in the game in which you have found your clientele basis, and you can search their name here and send them a trade. Now, of course, when you are trading people in the game, it is good to have an open mind on what possible trade items you could put in, as you may have to be very flexible on the trade by adding in more items or making it cheaper for the person to buy. Now, if you want a deeper tutorial on how to trade really well, let me know down below in the comments and I'll try to explain more, or other viewers who trade a lot will explain to you what you should do. But pretty much what you want to do is trying to not over push the person buying that item and trying to be as flexible with them as possible, as it'll give you the leverage over them and it'll also give you control of the actual trade, giving you the power to decide what you believe is a fair deal and letting them to decide if it's a worth a deal for them. Now, there isn't much more you can really do in the trading plaza, so that's pretty much all the tips in here that will help you get more gems. In return, you will be able to eventually buy a huge pet using them. Now, to end off the video, let's talk about the exclusive shop. So, in case you do have a lot of Robux and you are just watching this video to find alternative means to raising gems or trying to get a huge for cheaper, well, I hope that all the explanations I've given do help you out. By the way, they are pretty generally categorized explanations, but if you do take them into a deeper understanding and you actually expand on the ideas that I've brought up in the video, you are very likely going to get your first huge. If not, you are going to get even more than one huge from it. But yeah, as I was saying about the exclusive shop, if you are trying to get a huge pet and you have some Robux, my best recommendation is to get the huge pack, or whatever it's called right here, the forever pack in the game. Although game passes are really helpful and they are a perpetual system that will never end and you will have them forever, it is not as beneficial as the forever pack, as you're more likely going to get a huge from here than you are from getting it from any of the game passes and grinding 24/7. Now, yes, this does include the huge hunter, in which I talked about in a separate video, but from my experience, it is unlikely that you are going to hatch a huge pet even if you do have the huge hunter, partially because huges are really hard to get in the game. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, by the way. If it did help you out, let me know down below in the comments, and let me know what I should make as my next video so I can help you guys out in the game even more and potentially try to make you guys as rich as possible within the game's economy. Anyways, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.